Day 44 of my carnivore life, and I cannot say that I am a lion diet day something, because yesterday I screwed up, not intentionally, because uh, my colleague and I went for lunch at 12, and the problem was I said, choose whatever you want, I'm just gonna have meat. He was very nice. I did have a very nice and pleasant conversation because he was neither pro or negative. He was just interested. So it was very nice to talk to him about this. And we went there and it was insane. We went to the ramen. It's like, Asian dish, which is like soup with, you have meat, eggs, vegetables, noodles, these kind of things, usually inside. And I thought, okay, we discussed it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna just order it without the noodles, with everything else, and you can eat the rest and I can eat the meat. Usually it's put in little parts, so you really can divide it. That's usually how it works. And it was insane. It was insane. I was going there, and I'm not sure if she was Korean, but she was standing there and she was asking me what I want to have, and I said, I want to have this ramen, please, without noodles. That was the only thing I said, without noodles. Everything else she could serve, just the noodles, please, not. And my colleague said, maybe just a little bit more meat. That's exactly what he said. She was like standing there like for a minute. My colleague and I was just looking at each other, and we were starting, laughing. And I was looking at her and I said, are you okay? And she said, no noodles? I said, no, thank you. Is that okay? Can you manage to make that happen? And she was like, yeah, but are you sure? I'm not overdoing it. I swear it was even worse, I was like, oh my God, what the hell? I know they tend to, especially in Korea, if you watch some Korean series, I do love them. They always eat noodles like crazy, so they're obsessed with noodles. So I do get that, but it was just, the reaction was just insane. So I said, and please the chicken, chicken thingies, little starters. So yeah, the chicken things came and they were baked, and I put away the crust. So I was so proud of myself, I was so proud that I just eat the chicken because I knew it will be so less food, and it was for my colleague. He's getting engaged. I wanted to invite him and he wanted to have that, and it was just, such a wrong timing. But I was so hungry and I was starving, and I had this little fork, like this much pieces of chicken then without the crust, and there was a mayonnaise, and I thought, you know what, I just want to taste it. And I did have actually one teaspoon, the little ones, a half of it, of the mayonnaise. And I was so proud of myself because I managed still to enjoy something in moderation, which is not what I usually do. And I was so proud of myself, and to actually, put the crust away, I was fine with it. I wasn't devastated or just forcing myself. I really wanted to, because I didn't want to eat the crust. I really didn't want to. I knew I wouldn't enjoy it, So that was just such an amazing moment, which is so much worth than, you strict to something, or limit yourself with everything. That was such a beautiful moment for me to realize after 44 days of carnivore, I was able to moderate something that I usually would put in with the whole crust and eat the mayonnaise, and will order another one of these much mayonnaise. So it was such a beautiful moment, and I was so proud of myself. And then the ramen came, and she put tofu in with meat, vegetables and everything, and she cut everything into such little pieces into the soup, into the liquid. And I was like, what the hell? My colleague was looking at it and he was like, I'm so sorry. I said, no, please don't be sorry. And he was so devastated because he's such a empath. He wanted to please also and be nice to people, and when he knew that I eat like this, and he was looking forward to the ramen, and I didn't want to destroy this moment because he was looking so much forward to it. So I didn't want to eat the vegetables. So I took my chopsticks and tried to pick the little pieces of meat because I didn't want to eat anything else. So I picked the little meats outside, but it was then impossible after 5 minutes, you know. So I thought, what can I do? I cannot, you know, it's 15 euros still. I didn't want to, you know, leave everything behind. I didn't want to eat it as well. But I thought then, okay, the liquid itself, it should be made out of the beef as well. Of course, the vegetable, but I thought the beef as well. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to eat the liquid. And that was fine. And then the waiter came and she was like, oh, you just wanted the miso soup. I said, no, I just wanted the meat. And she was like, again, standing like, you know, I asked her to please bring me, I don't know, a person cut into half and, you know, chopped, and please, you know, I'm a cannibal, how do you say that? People who eat people. But yeah, she was shocked, and I said, it's okay, please, it's okay, I'm complicated, you know. And then I felt so sorry because of my colleague. He was always also feeling sorry for me that I couldn't eat anything. So it was just, you know, as such a stupid moment. And I said, no, it was tasty, I loved the soup. And she said, yeah, miso soup, good. And then we got out and I was like, damn it, what is a miso soup? I can't, you know, no, what is a miso soup? I know it because I made it myself, and it's a past, which is, you know, do you say past? It's like, you know, I don't know the English word. It's you take a teaspoon of it and then you put it into hot water. And I didn't know what miso is made of, and then we googled it, and it's about soya and rice and these kind of things. And I felt a little bit, you know, I didn't like that, because of course it was fine, but for me it was kind of a, you know, I didn't want to break my beautiful journey for this, you know, this moment that you have, that you actually think, you know, if I break it, I'm gonna break it with something I desire. And that was like, just, you know, I need to eat right now because I'm very hungry, and we are going to the grocery store. And I knew if I go hungry to the grocery store, I would have a problem, because then I tend to buy something that I shouldn't. So that was fine. I felt full. It was okay. It was very little food. It was maybe, I don't know, if you combine it, not even maybe 100 calories, 200 calories in total. It wouldn't be more. So it was very, very little food. And then we went to the grocery store, and I was craving so much sardines with mustard, normal mustard without sugar. So I think that Big Joe told me about that. So I really wanted to try. And I took the sardines. I said, you know what? Now it's the day. It's not Lion Day anymore. I want to stay carnivore. So I took the sardines. I put 1 teaspoon of mustard in it, and it was delicious. It was making me so happy. It was carnivore world still, you know, but it was so good, and I felt so great. And I did have a cold stick of butter, 20 grams. I like to eat it, you know, I feel good about it. And then that was about 3 hours later, because I was so hungry because I didn't eat at all. So at about 5, I wasn't hungry anymore. And I thought, you know what, because I didn't want to start the next day just to get off my track and my usual habits and fasting, I wanted to have I made the rump steak. I did eat maybe 3 to 4 pieces and packed the rest. And one thing I did, I took the fat from the rump steak because I didn't make it very well and it wasn't tasting good. It was too chewy. I make little pieces, and thank you, Alessia. I make these crunchy beef bites. I put them into the air fryer. I just make them, you know, the fat. Just put it in the air fryer for 15 minutes on 180 degree, and they got little crunchy, you know. I was crunchy fat, and it was so good. And it was actually, you know, giving me this feeling, because I love these pork crunchy things, pork belly fat, but these things tend to gain weight. But on the beef part, it's the same thing actually. It's also from the taste very similar. I could eat just that much, and I was like, that's too much fat, it's enough, thank you, I'm happy, you know. But with the pork things, they make it more dry, and then they fry it more often, I think. So you can do the same with the beef. I put the fat, that it really is fatty, you know, and dripping, because I wanted to have that. I wanted to have this fat moment, and that was actually a really good alternative I had. So, yeah, and what else? Yesterday I also had some anxieties because I was getting myself too much in the social media, YouTube, Instagram bubble of the carnivore world, and I was sucked in. And again, a lot of comments which are just so annoying, and I get too much of it. I was overloading myself with informations, and in this moment I sit down and I was so angry, and I was going out and I was so angry. I was just angry, and I thought, I don't want to be angry. Why the hell am I angry? I don't have a reason to be angry, but I was so angry because of all these comments and people, and and I said, no, we're gonna switch that up. First, I'm not gonna go into the carnivore bubble too much. I wanna go in and I wanna have my Instagram sharing also for recipes and these kind of things, because I'm not doing that for content. I'm doing it for my interest, because I like to experiment some days. I like to be 90% to try as be as much strict to the lion diet as possible, but have my tweaks. That's my goal. That's my enjoyable life right now. It can switch. It was, before different. I ate dairy and cheese and all these kind of things, but right now, for example, I don't crave at all. I just crave my little matcha tea, which is, something that actually is healing me. I do feel that, so it's good for me. Just a half teaspoon of matcha. It's a green tea pulver, which Japan is very famous for. And it has healing powers. I can tell you that, honestly. If you are trying to get away with coffee, it's the best thing to do. Hopefully you like the taste, in the end, but you really have to take just a little bit of it. If you take too much, it tastes too strong. And it helps me because I don't have headaches anymore. I don't take anything. I don't take any supplements. I don't take any medicine. I don't take anything. The only thing I do use is this matcha 1 cup in the morning. And I feel satisfied, and I don't feel tired even if I didn't sleep for days. So, that's a good thing. So I can tell you, matcha is my key to success. And a lot of people do love matcha with a lot of milk, but that's not what I'm going for, because the milk is making me really fat. So I know that because I noticed it on my body. And all this discussion started, mustard is so bad. And Dr. Kills told me also, I asked him, about mustard, and he said, yeah, it's bad for you. Look this up and this up. And then I was over, and people, bad milk, bad milk. Of course, everything is bad. Everything is bad. We don't have to discuss even meat. Most of the meat is bad. You don't go and see the happy cow and you see how they're gonna prepare it, because we have so many scandals also with the organic best farmers meat. We had some really major scandals. So don't trust anybody, don't trust anything, don't trust any information. Just do it like you do it. And if it doesn't fit you and if you don't feel well on it, then stop. But if you feel well on it and your little tweaks help you to stay on track, like to be 90%, 80%, 70%, it doesn't matter. Carnivore, stick to your lifestyle you want, even if it's vegan and this is what you want to go for it, please. Go for it. I don't believe in anything anymore besides my experience and my personal journey. And if I want to tweak something, I'm going to tweak it. And if you are, somebody that needs this strict, and somebody who's so, like Dr. J.F. And all these people who are very strict on the lion diet or the Pattersons or something, then go and follow them. Don't follow people like me, because I'm going to have my tweaks, and I'm still on the process to have a normal, fun life